Chicago's greatest hits album might contain every Chicago song somebody knows, and still tell them surprisingly little about the band. That sounds unfair until you think about what a greatest hits album leaves out. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dave's Side One. I'm Dave, your host, over here at Art of Listening Records, where every record has a story, and every story starts on Side One. We're on to musical argument number 4, and this one comes with an important disclaimer. I like greatest hits albums. They're useful, they're fun, and they've introduced a lot of people to a lot of great bands. But they can also accidentally rewrite the story. A greatest hits album has one basic job. Take the songs the largest number of people know and put them together. That makes sense, but when you do that, you remove those songs from the albums they originally belonged to. You remove what came before. You remove what came after. You remove the deep cuts. You remove the songs that were too long, too weird, too quiet, too experimental, or simply never released as singles. The hits became the band. That's why Chicago 9 becomes interesting. If this were the only Chicago record you owned, what picture of the band would you get? You'd hear the songs that connected, the songs radio embraced, the songs people remembered. And there's nothing wrong with that, but Chicago's original albums gave you so much more room. Different sides of the band, longer arrangements, more instrumental space, more surprises, more context. The greatest hits album compresses all of that into one version of Chicago. And context matters. A song can feel completely different when it sits inside the album where it originally lived. The track before it prepares you. The track after it changes how the moment lands. Maybe it ends side 1. Maybe it opens side 2. Maybe it follows something long and complicated. Maybe it gives the listener relief. Put that same song between two unrelated hits on a compilation, and it becomes something else. Same recording, but different experience. So here's the question I like to ask. What disappeared to make this record possible? Deep cuts, instrumentals, long arrangements, transitions, strange experiments, album closers, side openers, songs that took time. Those things may not belong on a greatest hits album, but they may be essential if you want to understand the artist. So here's today's Side 1 test. Take a greatest hits album you know well, then ask 2 questions. What version of the artist does this compilation create? What parts of the artist disappear because they weren't hits? If the answer to the second question is quite a lot, that's not necessarily a criticism of the compilation. It's a reminder to keep going. Now here's the other side. Greatest hits albums can be fantastic. Sometimes they're the perfect first purchase. They can introduce you to a band quickly. They can make you curious, and for some listeners, that's exactly what they need. A compilation can open the door. The problem comes when we assume the doorway is the entire house. That's why Chicago works so well with this argument. The hits matter, of course they do, but the band's identity was always bigger than the hits. The horns mattered, the arrangements mattered, the instrumental passages mattered, the album sequencing mattered, the songs radio didn't choose mattered. If all I know is the compilation, I know one very important part of Chicago. I just don't know the whole band. So here's my verdict. Buy the greatest hits album, enjoy it, and wear it out. Then pick one of the albums those songs came from, because the greatest hits record gives you the map and the albums give you the territory. So on tonight's Side 1 spin, what greatest hits album introduced you to a band? And more importantly, did it make you go buy the original albums? Come back and tell me the artist, tell me the compilation, and tell me what you discovered once you went deeper into that artist. Well, that's it for today's Side 1. Thanks again for spending a little time with me, and please keep that needle in the groove. We will talk to you tomorrow for another argument that sometimes 35 minutes is better than 70. Talk to you tomorrow.